It's story time! So I've decided to add a new category to my playlists. In case you guys didn't know, my whole channel is broken down into different playlists. So if you guys just like do what you love for, let's say, the hauls and DIYs, then you can subscribe to those specific playlists, and then that's all that you'll get alerts for. But if you like my chatty self and some of the stories that I tell, and you just like to be chit-chatted at, then this might be something that you want to add to Do What You Love's playlists. And I'm calling this story time. I have lived in many, many places. I've been married for 18 years. I have 2 children. I've just been around the bush, I guess we can say, 36. And I have a lot of stories, and I want to share some of the personal things that I've been through or going through with all of you to bring awareness or just to make you laugh, because let me tell you, I have some really funny stories too. So if you'd be interested in this, then please subscribe, become part of the Lovey family. But like I said, if you're only interested in like hauls and DIYs, then you don't have to watch these specific videos from this playlist. But if you like my chatty self and you like story time, then stick around. So today's story time, unfortunately, is not going to be one of my funny stories. I actually want to share with you guys something that I'm going through right now that actually inspired me to do Storytime playlist. And it's just something recently that I'm going through, and I just want to bring some awareness to it because I don't hear very much about it, and that is thyroid disease. I have recently been diagnosed with hypothyroidism. If I slur my words, these words are really hard to say. The medicine, hypothyroidism, and all that stuff, the words are just like, really? So I'm going to try to make it as easy as I can, but if I it's because they're tongue twisters. They just are for me. I don't know why, but they just are. Moving on. I have been diagnosed with hypothyroidism, which is a mind warp, because when I think of hyper, I think of overactive, hyper, you know, lots of energy, but in reality, hypothyroidism, here, see, there it is, means that actually your thyroid is inactive, but your levels show different when you get your blood work done. So it's underactive, it's not producing the hormones and the chemicals that it should be producing in your body. And then you have an underactive thyroid, which means it's producing too much. Isn't that weird? Like, yeah, it's weird. So there's symptoms for both types that are very similar, and then there's some that are kind of different. Some of the symptoms to thyroid disease, the specific kind, I have hypothyroidism, is a lot of outward appearance kinds of things. Number one, your hair falls out, eyebrows, eyelashes thin out. You get this thing what doctors describe as raccoon eyes, which means it's you get very darkening of the skin around the eye, and you get darkening skin in your elbows. You may have very unusual hair growth, so your hair falls out of your head, your eyelashes, and your eyebrows, but it grows somewhere weird on your face, like in your chin, or it looks like you have a mustache, because thyroid messes with your estrogen. Isn't it fun? Hypothyroidism, the kind that I've been diagnosed with, affects your weight. It makes you retain water. It makes it very hard to lose weight because it suppresses your metabolism. It actually suppresses many things. Not going to go on and on and on because it gets very depressing. The other kind of thyroid, the one that sounds like it should be called hypothyroidism, actually makes you not able to retain water, dries out your skin really, really bad, and you're like skeleton thin. You're like skeletal. It's terrible. Either way is terrible. You can't maintain natural body weight, if that makes sense, on either end. But the same kind of symptoms, your hair falling out, darkening of the skin, and same thing like that. So one of the main questions people ask, because a lot of people don't even know you have a thyroid. Everyone has a thyroid. It's in your neck. It's this interesting little gland that most doctors describe as your engine. It's your engine of your body. It regulates everything, hormones, chemicals, and when it's not producing the correct kind of things, your body outwardly exhibits not only the things that I just mentioned, but inwardly, your emotions are off kilter. You are extremely tired. Fatigue is unreal. This is one of the things that I am extremely dealing with. Extreme mood swings. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible. So what alerted me to think that I was dealing with thyroid is, number one, I knew what thyroid was because thyroid runs in our family. It is a generational thing. Our family seems to be a little odd. It seems to like skip every generation. My mother was diagnosed with thyroid disease, so many years ago, 20 some years ago. And I thought I was going to miss the bullet. I thought it was going to like skip my generation, as it usually manifests kind of early on. Thought I was going to dodge the bullet on this one, but it started around Christmas time, maybe even earlier than that, October. I noticed that people that were close to me kept asking me, Missy, are you okay? You just don't seem to be okay. Are you sure you're okay? So it used to keep me up at night, like, why do people keep asking me that? I feel like I'm okay. Do I not look okay? Like, what's wrong? Why are people asking me all the time if I'm okay? That is one of the things that kind of like, like it was a red flag for me. And then another thing was the fatigue. I'm 36 years old with 2 kids, a full life. I have a full life, guys. I don't work per se like at a 9 to 5, but I have kids, I have a household, and I write and I make YouTube videos, and believe me, I have a full life. 3 o'clock every day. It's like I have to stop. I have to stop and sit down and close my eyes. I tell myself I'm only going to close my eyes for 15 minutes, and it turns into this full blown on nap, and then I wake up around dinner time and I'm still exhausted and I don't want to cook. That was a big red flag for me too. It's like, what is up with that? That drives me absolutely crazy. And so another little red flag to me was the fatigue. So we had a whole bunch of stuff. It never fails. We had health insurance. So as soon as I started to notice all these things, our health insurance went crazy. Canceled us. We had to find a new one. We actually got scammed and thought we were paying for health insurance through this marketplace, the Obamacare stuff. Got scammed. Wasn't the real thing. It's another story for a story time. Yeah. Long drawn out thing. So that kept delaying me getting to the doctor to get testing done and all that stuff to confirm, do I or do I not? Because if you do need to get on medicine right away. So long story short, finally got a doctor, called them. They won't accept me. Even though their name is on my new medical card, nope, we're not accepting new patients. I was freaking out. So this all happened the week that I got bronchitis. So I wanted to go to the new doctor that I just was assigned to and was put on my medical cord through my new medical insurance. After all that rigmarole, they wouldn't see me. So I was desperate and started calling around. Finally found a doctor that was like, yeah, it doesn't matter that there's another doctor's name on your health card. We'll take you. So I came in, and that day I was really sick. I had bronchitis. And the first thing she said to me, she's like, I noticed your eyes are really, really dark. I have a lot of makeup on, guys. If I take my makeup off, you would see what I'm talking about. It's very dark all underneath here, which is this new thing, drives me crazy. I have actually cried over it because it really is. It is what it says. Raccoon eyes. It looks like you put mascara on and went, and it's just everywhere. It's terrible. So she's like, let me get a whole bunch of blood work scheduled for you after you get off your meds from bronchitis. Had my blood work. 2 days later, I got the phone call. Yes, absolutely. You have hyperthyroidism. Your levels are not good. We're going to start you off on this dose. But with thyroid, you have to go every 3 months to get blood work done, because your body goes through changes every single day. So it's an organ in your body that releases chemicals and hormones and things like that. So the levels are always up and down. So it's not like you can get 35 milligrams and you're on 35 milligrams for the rest of your life. That's not how it works. You have to get blood work done every 3 months. And in those 3 months, if their levels go up or down, they have to adjust the medicine accordingly. So she doesn't want to wait 3 months. She wants me to go again in 4 weeks because she believes that this dosage she gave me is not going to be high enough, that the prednisone, the steroid that I was on for bronchitis, kind of played with my levels. So I have to go again in like 2 weeks now. So I'm on thyroid medicine. So a whole new thing with the thyroid medicine is now this medicine is trying to regulate this organ in your body that has been off for so long. And now this whole new thing is coming about where I wake up every morning and have headaches. I'm more tired now than I was before because the medicine is trying to do its job, and unfortunately this may not be enough, so I might have to go through this all over again after this second batch of blood work. Okay, so I'm going to quit complaining. I think you guys kind of got the gist of what thyroid is. I can go on and on and on. There's so many symptoms, so many things. It's a process. They might have to change my medicine 5-6 times before they actually get it to where it's kind of regulated and kind of maintaining. It's a pain. And while you're going through the change of trying to get medicine to regulate you, there's new symptoms that kind of come along with that. Emotional roller coasters, extreme highs, extreme lows. It's terrible. But I don't want to go on and on and on and about all of that. I don't want to make this video depressing. The real reason I wanted to make this is to bring awareness to thyroid disease, that it is really real. And one of the things that really bothered me is before I kind of connected the dots, was everybody kind of saying to me, Missy, are you okay? Are you all right? You just seem different. Just something's off. It really, really bothered me. And along with people who were close to me, these were friends, my family, my husband, and my own children and things like that, they started making comments. And this is the awareness that I want to bring. People are going through things sometimes that is beyond them. Do I want to act different? Do I want to have to sit down on the couch at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and close my eyes because I literally feel like I'm going to fall off my feet if I don't? No, I don't want to do those things. I don't want to be on extreme highs and lows. I don't want to cry over stupid commercials. I don't want to be that way, but this thing is just happening to my body without my control, without my consent, and without my control. And it's life-changing, and it's life-altering, and it alters relationships around you, and it seems really unfair, and that even adds more to this thing that you're going through. It's like your body's like, ha ha, we're getting on this roller coaster, you're along for the ride, you can scream, kick, and yell all you want, but it doesn't matter, you ain't getting off. That's what I feel like my body's telling me. And I don't like it. Don't like it, I don't like it at all. So if you know anyone in your family with these kinds of symptoms, or you actually know that they are going through this change because of thyroid disease, my advice to you is please have sympathy, and second is have patience. Once they do get on medicine that kind of even keels them out, because it does take some time, but eventually the medicine will kind of stay where it needs to stay, and it may elevate or come down like 2 grams, you know, in that thing. They should be more like themselves and kind of come back to where they were. But in the process of all of that, or if they're going through things like these kinds of symptoms and you're not even knowing what's going on, please get to the doctor and ask your doctor to run a test for thyroid. They will know. There's a whole thyroid panel that they have to do your THL levels, your vitamin D. Anybody who suffers from thyroid almost positively has extremely low vitamin D in their body, and that plays a big factor in like your skin, the discoloration, and mood. Vitamin D is vital, and like I said, people who usually suffer from thyroid disease lack that. So your doctor should know all of those things, and they will run a full thyroid panel on you, and then they'll adjust. Most likely when you get your thyroid medicine, which I keep mine right on my desk, so every morning when I check my emails and stuff, I take it. They will probably prescribe you prescription vitamin D, because that's probably how low and lacking you are, which has a lot to do with your hormones and stuff as well. It's a big deal. please, if you have anyone in your family who has these symptoms, encourage them to go to the doctors. They need to get on their medicine and start the process of becoming back to normal. And while that process is happening, please have patience. Please don't think they're bonkers, because that is one of the number one things that people who suffer from thyroid disease, outside people look at them and think that they're going crazy. They really do. They think they're going bonkers. They think they belong in like a psych house. But these are legitimate symptoms of thyroid disease. You are on an emotional roller coaster. 1 minute I am perfectly fine, feel like myself, happy-go-lucky, and like 15 minutes later I could be bawling. It's crazy. And the person who's going through it is recognizing these things. And if you have no information, if you're not informed about thyroid, it almost brings on anxiety, because you know something's wrong, but you can't put your finger on it, and you feel like you're going crazy. I was blessed enough to know symptoms of thyroid because it runs in my family. So when I saw these, I didn't have anxiety. I just had that, oh God, uh-oh. No. And then that pressure to hurry up and get it kind of kicked in the bud before it kind of gets really bad. Because thyroid left untreated really truly can get very bad. It can get bad. We'll just put it there and leave it there. I don't want to make this video extremely long. I just want to bring some awareness to thyroid disease. So I'm not going to continue to ramble. I just want to encourage anybody out there who has thyroid disease, may exhibit some of these symptoms, or just was diagnosed and on medicine and on the road to what I call recovering your true self, because I feel like I lost myself in all of this, to stay strong. It's okay. There is light on the other side. You will eventually be you. My mom is proof of that. Like I said, she was diagnosed 20 some years ago. She went through a really rough time, but my mom is who she is. The mom I knew growing up, she's perfectly fine. She's been on thyroid medicine, which is called levothyroxine. I said it. For over 20 years, and she's fine. She's my mom. She even keeled. You know what I mean? There is hope. You just got to get through these things. It doesn't mean that you're not going to have bad days. It doesn't mean that you won't exhibit some highs and some lows, because sometimes when your body changes, your levels do drop, and sometimes your medicine, even 20 years in, has to be adjusted and go higher and things like that. It is a lifelong process. But I'm here to encourage you. You can get through. And for those people out there who don't have thyroid but have people in their life that are dealing with these symptoms and this disease, just love them. Just love them where they're at. Encourage them that everything is going to be okay, because it truly will. And encourage them to stay faithful to their doctor and going to get their blood work and making sure that they have the right levels of medication so that they can be who they were created to be, because that is the number one thing with thyroid. Thyroid steals who you are. It truly does. It steals your personality. It steals the things that you love to do. It makes you tired. It makes you emotional to the point where you just don't want to do nothing. So those can be some very scary things for somebody who's dealing with thyroid to be dealing with, because you feel like you're losing you, and that's a horrible feeling. Horrible. And I promised myself that I wasn't going to cry. One of the things that I have to say while this process was going on, do what you love has been such a blessing. And I'm not just saying that to say that. In this process, I felt like I was losing me, and I felt very isolated and extremely alone. And it got to the point where I just didn't know if I was going to be able to handle it. And do what you love. You lovies, you guys, really, really were my joy. I'm telling you, I cannot wait to get up in the morning and get my cup of coffee and sit at my desk and check my email and check my author page and see if you guys left me IMs, instant messages, and all the comments that you guys make on my video is such a blessing, because in all of that I didn't feel alone. I felt like I really did have friends, and there really was people out there who like me for me, and that really, really helped me a lot. And that is why I'm so committed to this channel, and I try so hard to answer everyone who leaves comments and leaves me IMs and private message me through Facebook. Some of you guys have found me on Facebook. Some of you found me on Instagram and talked to me there. You guys talk to me through my email. I mean, it's such a blessing, and I cannot thank you all enough for that. So I'm gonna stop there because I feel like I'm gonna bawl, and I'm trying very hard not to bawl. And I don't want to make this video long. I just wanted to share this with you. I hope you lovies enjoy story time. I promise that they're not going to be this depressing all the time. I feel like this video was kind of depressing, but I really just wanted to put it out there because I know that there's people out there dealing with this, and you can feel very isolated and alone in it because it's not a disease that is very well known. It's not one that's talked about. It's just not out there, and I just want to make people aware it is real. These symptoms are real, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel. You will find you again. So I'm just going to end it there. I hope story time takes off. I have some funny stories, let me tell you guys. I have lived like 8 different places. I moved a lot as a kid. So I have a ton of those kinds of stories, just crazy things that have happened to me. I have people tell me all the time, Missy, you can write a book on just things that have happened to you. Let me tell you. So if you think you're gonna like a story time, please give this video a big thumbs up. Let me know down in the comments that this is something you think you'd like me to continue, especially with the funny ones. And I also will use story time to like update you guys on personal things that are going on in my life if you guys are interested. If you guys don't like story time, this will be the last video. But again, I have broke down my channel into playlists. So like if this doesn't interest you, you don't have to subscribe to this playlist. You can specifically subscribe to the playlists that do interest you, like DIYs or hauls or my happy planner or whatever it is. I broke my channel up into a whole bunch of different categories. So have a blast. If you're new to Do What You Love, I hope you guys stick around. Go check out my other playlists and my other videos. This is not what my channel is about. It's just something that I'm thinking about adding. And I will chit chat at you guys soon. If you have thyroidism, stay strong. There is hope. I'm here for you. I totally understand what you're going through. And one of the things that I truly needed to hear while I was going through this process is to be validated. So if there's anybody out there with these symptoms, people who know they have thyroid or going through the process, I validate you. It'll be okay. Just keep going. Keep yourself motivated. You will find yourself again. You guys have a great day. Bye.